Everybody here with Off the Field with Isaiah Robinson, special guest Davon Ferguson. How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up with you? Thanks for having me on the show today.
No problem, bro. Thanks for coming out. 5'10", 197, junior at Kansas University, safety from Baltimore, Maryland. JuCo product. How you living good right now?
Just, typical Friday night, just chill, watch something on Netflix, cool it, get something to eat, got something on the way. So just a particularly nice little Friday night bye week, that's being said.
Yeah. So for the fans and the audience that don't know who you are, who is Davon Ferguson?
Well, I'm 20 years old. I'm from Baltimore, Baltimore, Maryland, stand up, just a little bit about me, I'm the oldest. I got two younger brothers, two older brothers, so I'm the middle child, and then I got an older sister and a younger sister, and then, growing up, I bounced around from different schools and stuff, and then when I got into high school, I played at St. Francis, then I went to Woodlawn High, then I transferred to St. Vincent Pallotti, and then graduated from there, then went to Hartnell, where I only did a semester, then got an offer from Kansas and came here that January 2018. So that's really my track and my way that I took, my path that I took to get here.
Okay. So we're going to talk about more of that within the show. So you're not our first Pallotti alumni to come on the show. We had Jared and James. So for all the viewers that don't know, Pallotti in Lower Maryland, one of the best high school football coaches played. Coach did one of the best football athletes played there, a couple of the best. So let's talk about you. So first you started off at SFA, St. Francis. What made you transfer?
Just honestly, it wasn't really like a big thought of transferring and stuff like that. It was just a simple fact like, circumstances happened, so I had to transfer. It wasn't nothing major, just wanted to transfer in all honesty. And then when I went to Woodlawn, I was just there for, just going to school, honestly. And then I didn't get a chance to transfer until after that, me being at Woodlawn, and then I got a call from one of the my old coaches at St. Francis. So when he called me and said he was coaching at Pallotti, I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Like, I want to transfer. So that's how that happened.
Okay. You talking about Coach Pop?
Yeah, definitely. Pop was at St. Francis, and then when he left St. Francis, when I left, it was just like, hey, I'm going to Pallotti. Let's go. I'm like, let's do it. Like, let's play.
Okay, I like that.
Ready.
So it seems like transferring high school is becoming more common now than usual. What's your take on that? Because I know some coaches don't like that, especially high school coaches. If you lead a team, the high school coach get mad, like, oh, you leaving us, certain things like that. So what's your take on that?
In all honesty, it depends on if the kid transferring for the right reason, if he's doing it, just to transfer, or he transferring, bouncing around from school to school, or if he transferring to get a better opportunity to go to the next level, if he doing it for a sport. It's the same thing how coaches leave schools to go coach at another school. It's no different. So I really don't think there's nothing bad with a kid transferring to try to better themselves to get where they want to go in life.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Right. So coming from Baltimore to coming from PG County, what was the difference in the culture that you seen from just being at those different schools?
It's just different. The terminology different. The conversation we have is different. I learned more about just a different place. Being from Baltimore, all I knew was Baltimore. I never really hung out in that PG area or had friends from out that way. So when I transferred to Pallotti and had friends out that way, it was just, learning new people and learning, different cultures, I guess, because Baltimore is way different from the PG culture. So I think that was the biggest difference. Just, how y'all talk, being from that side. So, Mo, the Slim, John, like, and shit like that. And then being from Baltimore, we got dummy, stupid, all that. So that's just the difference from being in Baltimore and being in PG.
So for the crowd and the audience that don't know, I went to St. Vincent Pallotti my freshman year and ended up at St. Francis my senior year. And Davon went to St. Francis his freshman year and ended up at Pallotti his senior year.
Right, so it's like we switched. we just switched roles at that point.
Yeah. So if my St. Francis team played y'all St. Vincent Pilates team y'all seen year, who you think would win?
We would have won. I ain't even going
I would have won.
We would definitely would have won. You can ask anybody. Only thing I'm gonna say y'all had that we really didn't. Y'all had more players, like, cause y'all really didn't have players playing both sides of the ball how we did. Yeah, y'all had players that probably got snaps on offense and snaps on defense, but no, we had legit. I was starting that slot receiver and I was starting that safety. Jared was starting that running back and he was starting that safety. Vice versa with Cam, Dale, all of us. We all played both sides. So I think that's the only thing y'all would have had on us. So y'all probably would have got us because we would have been tired, but we really would have gave y'all everything y'all could have handled.
Now, y'all definitely would have gave us some goals. Don't get me wrong. It would have been a good play. It would have been a good game.
It definitely would have been a good game, but I mean, hey, y'all ran through the MIAA and so did we. So,
as I was about to say, we both won championships at the MIAA level.
Right, definitely. So we good.
So now we get to your college journey and your college career. Talk to me about JuCo. Like, how was that?
Man, JuCo was definitely different. Like, so I graduated early. So I was only 17 when I was living in Cali by myself. Like, not by myself, but like really on my own, having support from my family back home. But you know, being a 17-year-old kid living on your own, 3,000 miles away from home, that's like your whole mind state got to change. So I felt as though like JuCo for me was just simply, oh, I'm going in here to get this scholarship and get going. Like, before I left, I told my father, like, I'm only going to be a semester. He said, what if you don't get a scholarship within, you know, your time there, the first semester? I said, I'm only going for the first semester. I'm going to do it. And I did it. So I think JuCo was tough, though. I'm not going to lie. It was like, nice you don't eat. You feel me? Like, when I first got out there, I only had a cover and I slept on the couch just like this. So, like, that was the only thing I had. Besides my clothes that I brought with me, like, I didn't have no place to sleep for real. Like, I was sleeping on a teammate's couch for like a month until somebody left out and ended up going to another school. And then I got an opportunity just to move into their room. So JuCo was definitely a struggle, but I mean, it's where I met some of my closest friends. Like, I got friends from JuCo that I still talk to this day. And I got friends from JuCo that was from Baltimore that ended up coming to Kansas with me. So I think that was definitely a good thing. I think JuCo was a great experience for me because I built connections and met people that I probably would have never met if I didn't go to JuCo. But also, it was a struggle, but it was a well-deserved and well-warranted struggle, I guess, to get me where I wanted to go.
And JuCo's out Cali, they can't really pay for all what you need to pay.
They don't pay nothing. JuCo, you ain't on no meal plan. You better hope your FAFSA cover for your schooling. You better figure out where you going to live. You better figure out where you going to eat. You better figure out how you going to get to practice. All that. And that's why, and I'm glad that I went to my JuCo because I'm going to say definitely like the players that I was on the team with definitely looked out whenever they possibly could. So I think that's another thing with my JuCo, why my JuCo experience was helpful for me because I had people that actually was genuine and, you know, cared for other people because they knew we was trying to get out. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less.
So do you feel like that made you a better person or a better player on the field going through the JuCo process?
Definitely. I definitely believe like me going through the JuCo process made me a better person and a player on the field. As far as when I played on the field for my brothers in that JuCo setting, it's like, yo, we all trying to get out. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to make sure he get his scholarship here, or you feel me? I'm gonna hold up my blocker right here so he can run out, you know, do this, or I'm gonna block on special teams so he can run down the sideline and get, you feel me? It was just stuff like that and JuCo. So I definitely think it made me a better player because I started focusing more on the little things so I could play better. So, you know, so I could just do the certain things to get out of JuCo. So I definitely think going through JuCo made me a better person and player.
So you say you got out your first semester. You did one semester at JuCo, you was gone. So tell me like how you ended up at Kansas. Did you have any other offers or that was the only school that offered you?
So my recruiting process, actually, when I first got up, I had like school because I was going to go prep school at first. So I had schools like Boston College, and but I had Boston College, Maryland, you know, Buffalo Rutgers and stuff like that. Wanted to know like, okay, since you got this prep school here, what you going to do? Because I really only played 2 years of high school. I really didn't play my full 4 years of high school football. So I was under recruited. So when I got to JuCo, my recruiting, it was just like, okay, it was slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then honestly, Kansas came out of nowhere. Like, it was my first Division I scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
One day they just came and, you know, I had talked to them on the phone and just had a scholarship offer, which was like exciting to me. And the crazy thing was that after our last game, when my mother was down there, my mother came and watched me play. She flew out and came to me play, and she was still down there. So when I got the news that I got a scholarship offer, she was down there. So I ended up telling her and seeing her and telling her. So it was just, you know, like a dream come true that I finally did what I wanted to do. And then the very next day, I got an offer from the University of Buffalo. And then like a couple of days later, I had Southeastern Louisiana University. But I had a bunch of schools, you know, trying to contact me, you know, see my family, you know, they want, like, a lot of schools wanted me to stay another semester or just for the spring semester, just like evaluate me and stuff like that. But I wasn't really feeling that, being as though like mind you, I was only 17, so like, yeah, it was rough living on my own and stuff like that. You know, just being in the struggle, like, you're not trying to do that no more. When I got the whole opportunity to just go and change my life right now instead of waiting. So I think that played a big impact on me, like, coming to Kansas, because Kansas wanted me to come up right away and play right away. Like, it was a lot of like Power 5 schools who wanted me to like wait another semester and, you know, and see what's going on. It's like Cal, Michigan, Arizona State, Oregon, but I wasn't really trying to wait. So that's really ultimately what factored into my decisions coming up and, you know, being able to come in right away.
Okay. So now that you are at a D1 school, does it make you appreciate the small things more? Like just the meals you get to eat, the gear y'all get, just small things like that. Do you appreciate it more from coming through the struggle like JuCo?
Oh, definitely. Sometimes you do feel yourself getting outside, like, oh, this D1, like, wow, like, when you here for a couple of years, you start to catch yourself like, man, like, I'm living a life. And then you catch yourself thinking like, wow, I remember I was drinking Gatorades for dinner. Like, you drink the Gatorade fast enough, you fill up. Like, right. So, and it makes you really realize, like, it just like your story is so more decorative to you. To me personally, I can only speak for me. To me personally, I feel like everything that I went through, like, struggle-wise, is propelling me to the future for success. So I definitely think going JuCo was, you know, a big thing.
So after being around all these coaches from SFA, Pilates, JuCo to now, like, what have you learned from being around all these coaches?
I've taken a lot of stuff from a lot of various coaches. Like, my St. Francis coaches, you know, they definitely was more of a, you know, just stay down, you know, because when I was at St. Francis, we wasn't the best, you know, like, we didn't have the best football team. They just taught me how to stay down, you know, and understand, be humble, be grounded, you know, and eventually, you know, stuff going to come. And eventually, when you got there, what happened? Y'all won a championship.
Right.
So, and then when I got to set Pilates, I got that mentality of like you got to earn it. Like, you really, like, my Pilates coaches told me, like, hard work, like, definitely just, you got to keep going. Like, you know how it was at Pilates. You work out every day, twice a day, 3 times a day. And like, so my Pilates coaches definitely told me how to, you know, just get after it and never stop working. Like, I done seen you know Jared, like, so it's like, I done seen that. So I definitely think Pilates taught me, like, the work ethic. And my JuCo coaches just taught me, you know, how to mentally be prepared, like, for the world, as far as this in football. Like, my JuCo coach taught me a lot as far as, like, football wise, you know, understanding the game and even, like, life, because, like, I was 17, so, and my JuCo coach was the only reason that I came out. I had him up personally, which was the DC, Justin Hansen. Okay. So he was treating me more as a, like, wow, like, I'm looking after this kid. Like, so he definitely was trying to mold me into becoming, like, a good person as well as a good player on the field. So I think that's definitely how they shaped me up to be where I'm at now. And my coaches now just, you know, trying to teach me the ropes, and, you know, because you're at a different stage, so it's really a business. Right. And you just got to do what you got to do to make sure you produce, you know, get you where you want to go, get to the next level.
Right. So after you had all these coaches, any special coaches you want to give a shout out to? Or anyone you want to
Yeah,
give?
all of them for real. They all played a pivotal role in, my growth to where I'm at now. So I definitely want to shout out all my coaches, from Little League to now, because without them, who really knows how stuff would have shaped out.
So there's a lot of youth athletes and parents that watch this show. What advice would you give to them in terms of what it's going to take to become a scholarship athlete? First to the parents, and then second to the youth athletes.
For the parents, you really got to do everything you can to give in to your kids. Like, that's going to be my biggest thing, because me growing up, my father did everything he could in his power to make sure that if I had a goal, he was going to do whatever he could do in his power to make sure I achieved that goal without giving it to me. So if I wanted some new Jordans or something, all right, cool. This is what you got to do to get this money so you can get your new Jordans. So even if I want to go to another school, okay, cool. He was driving however far to get me to that school. If I had a practice out, Waldorf, he was taking me to Waldorf. I mean, I had a 7-on-7 and I thought was in Newtown, but it was all the way out Waldorf, and my father drove an hour and a half just to take me to Waldorf to our 7-on-7. Like, so for the parents, I say you got to give everything to your kids, and just, you can't let their dreams die, because as soon as their dreams die, you never know. Like, that's when stuff just goes downhill. And kids just never give up, because people going to tell you you're not going to be this, you're not going to be that. Like, I had a coach at Indiana University tell me, like, I'm not even a Division I player. Like, he does not see me as a Division I player, but look at me now. I'm on a Power 5 stage. So for the kids, I just tell the kids, never give up, like, never get discouraged. There was times in my senior year where I'm like, why I'm not getting this scholarship here, why I'm not doing this, like, why coaches overlook me. You never can doubt yourself. You just got to keep pushing and know that your time coming. So that's what I can tell the kids. Just know, just stay grounded and just keep working. You got to really put in the work to get where you want to go. Nothing worth achieving is going to be easy. So if you really want it, you're going to have to work for it.
I like that. So now we get to the hot seat questions of the interview.
The hot seat questions. Okay.
Who's your celebrity crush?
That's a good one. I'm going to say my celebrity crush is Sin Santana from Love and Hip Hop. Sin Santana.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sin Santana, yeah. Call me. If you're watching this, holla at me eventually.
What is your most irrational fear?
My fear? Honestly, I ain't got one. I don't really think, like, I can't say heights, like snakes, none of that. Nothing. That's a good question. I don't really think I got one of them.
That's good. You play defense, so you're not supposed to have it. You coming down here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I roll with the punches if it had, like.
So what is one thing that you tried that you'll never do again?
You want to know something? I will never go back to Kansas State fake patties.
What's that? So tell me about that. What's that?
So,
tell me about that.
Like, so, how St. Patrick's Day, K-State got this big little thing where they do, like, the day before St. Patrick's Day or something like that, the week before, I don't know, where they just have a bunch of festivities out there. And I went 2 years ago, my first semester up here, and it was weak, lame. Maybe I ain't know nobody. Maybe I knew the wrong people, so maybe if I went again this upcoming year to be fun or something like that, but it was the week when I went my first year. I think that's one thing I'll probably never do again.
And that was that's something that like the whole school comes out for and try to get involved.
I guess like for like that's a K-State tradition. Like fake patties is a K-State tradition. So in Kansas, that's something like really known. Like the whole I guess they whole strip, like it's a bunch of parties and houses, and just the whole strip is just filled with like house parties, people drinking and having a good time and stuff like that. So but I think when I went, I ain't know nobody since I was new, so it was kind of like,
Parties around all the way, that just be jumping.
Yeah, back home. When the Rona clear, I might got to throw a little something back home.
Yeah, I'll be there. Weirdest thing you ever done to impress a girl?
Giving a female my jacket.
The jacket? Curtis? You let her have it or something? Like, tell me about this story. What happened?
We was down Ocean City Beach Week. Me and Cam. It was these two girls sitting on the corner. And we was on
Wait, talk. This is senior year?
Senior year Beach Week, yes.
Let me hear it, because I didn't hear this story.
Senior year Beach Week. I was driving, and we was on the right side. You know Ocean City, how they got the strips. And they was standing on the left side, and you can buck a bunch of U-turns.
Yeah.
So I look to my left, and I just see a standing there. I'm like, oh, my gosh, who is that? Hit the U-turn, spanned up on the cam, sitting in the passenger seat. I'm like, yeah, how you doing? She was looking cool. I'm like, hey, listen, you can have my jacket. Boom. I'm just a snap just to get it back later. And then it was history after that. See, if you're watching this, you know the story. You know who I'm talking about. Yes, you. That's the weirdest thing I've done to impress a female is giving her my jacket. And I think she low-key might still got it till this day.
Probably do. Hey, I got some stories from Beach Week, bro. That just is lit. I can't even hold you. Beach Week is definitely lit.
Beach Week, that's gonna be some off-camera topics.
Appreciate you for coming on today, bro. Anything you want to say to the fans before you leave?
I mean, just anybody watching this, you can follow me on Instagram at IamDF7. You can follow me on Twitter at Davon Ferguson 7. Y'all can catch some KU football games out on TV. We play on ESPN, Fox, CBS, whatever. Like all them channels. So just, show some support. Rock chalk.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all tune in. Appreciate you for coming on today, bro.
Of course, it's all love.